Okay, we are back, and asked to do a slower version. Same vessel I posted yesterday. This is my model B. It's a pretty pot, curvy. All right, centering. Notice I don't fly. A lot of water does not fly off my wheel. Sponge holds this much water. We didn't need that much to center. So I just use enough water to accomplish the task. Also, I'm not at full speed. Probably about, that's full speed. This is a Brent Model B. Probably about 60% max in my speed. So less water, less speed translates into a cleaner potter studio. I probably need to clean anyway, but things don't get so messy so fast. I don't have water splashing up on my splash pan because I don't use splash pans. So the water stays off my bearings, which makes this Model B, which is 20 years old, seems like it's going to last forever. It has required no maintenance at all. And I make a lot of pots, and some pretty big ones too. So, anyhow, I apply water only as I need it. This is where I'm going to start driving the clay up. Left, right wrist, forearm is pressed against my thigh. I'm using the strength of my lower body. So that knee comes in, elbow drops. By utilizing legs, your lower body, saves you a lot of wear and tear. Now this clay did not come right out of the bag. This clay has been dried, allowed to stiffen up. Now this is important here. This is like scooping. I'm not really pulling. I'm scooping, lifting the clay, scooping it and lifting it up. Watch this trick. I wet the inside, wet the outside. Catch any excess right here. Again, that keeps the situation clean. Alright, I'm pushing out here, scooping, so I'm pushing in here, so I'm in this configuration, and that is what produces that curve. I'm going to just drive that up. I'm moving my knee in, drops my elbow, keeps the arm sandwiched between my thigh and my gut. If you have it, use it. Alright. Especially after the holidays, I got a little more than I like. That's what February is for. Alright. Wet the inside, wet the outside, drop your wrist, drop your hand. I'm feeling for dry spots. I feel a dry spot, I add a little more water. When my hands are floating over the surface, that lets me know I can begin my next pull, which is more of a scoop, pushing in here, pushing out here, create this form. It's got to stay wet. If it dries out, I do this trick. Re-wet it. Watch as the knee comes in, the elbow drops. The point of contact is at about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Looking down at a clock. Now it ends at about 5. That top 1.5 to 2 inches, that curve ceases as this just provides the stop for the outside pressure to just move up it. This keeps the top of your cylinder from flaring out so that you don't have to keep collaring it back in. Keeps it simple. That little trick, that'll save you some time. Okay, I'm going to give it another pull. This one's going to add a little shaping to it. I am currently, again, 4 pounds. You tell me, what is it? 11 inches. Okay. All right, stay there. Got the outside, with the inside. I'm not going to push this in any further. It's already pretty narrow for the shape. So out here, above it, I'm going to start moving this in. This shape curves in. This is my dominant outside pressure. Now it switches. Now I have dominant inside pressure. Neutralize, and now I'm dominant outside pressure. All of that translates into shape. When you're shaping, the points are opposing each other. When you're pulling, your inside pressure is above the outside pressure. When you're shaping, they're more point to point. And it's really just point to point. Minimize your point of contact. That will cause you to be able to move the clay more, do more with the clay, less friction, less opportunity for the clay to twist. Okay? Notice also a straight line between the elbow, the wrist, and the point of contact. This is your strongest approach to the clay. If you're over here, that's weak. We'll start right here. Okay, now I'm going to push this in a little further. Again, outside is dominant. They switch. Outside is now dominant. Pushes the vessel back out. Just the left elbow is straight up. Trying to keep as little contact here as possible. You gotta have a little here. It keeps your vessel on center. It counters, this energy counters the energy here, so that the thing doesn't just fall over. Alright, now I'm going to add just a little more water on the inside. I'm going to hit the outside with a rib. Here. Start slowly moving it up. And this keeps it on center. If I'm working this without my hand here, the whole thing's going to start wobbling about. So this keeps it on center. It's got a little bit of pressure right here at the throat. Okay. It's pretty close to what I want. So I'm going to just take a torch and I'm going to hit this. Before I do that, I'm going to get the water out of the inside. I don't want to have that much water sitting inside the vessel. Usually takes two times to get all that water out. Okay, so you have 2 sponges. This is for most of my throwing. This is for reaching into the pot and for basic cleanups. Okay, inside's dry. I'm going to torch this area. I'm going to fix this so it doesn't move anymore. It's a, who makes this? Burnzomatic. Get the type where you just push the button. And after about a year, the button tends to wear out a little bit. Okay. Alright, now the bottom third is done. I'm going to marry this in a nice, graceful, complementary manner. Pushing out further. I'm about 3 o'clock if I'm looking down at the clock. Always be prepared to stop at any point. Don't feel like you always have to keep moving. Make sure the curve is nice and graceful. You can see where it's dry, where I torched it. Add a little water. Recompress. So I'm touching the clay as little as possible. All these points are supporting that digit right here. That's doing most of the work. And even when I'm on the outside, this does pulling. This does all the contact. These digits just simply, they're there for support to give strength to that one single smallest point of contact. Okay, now that the body is in a good shape, notice I'm not even worried right now with the lip. Keep one of these handy. Okay, so that will hold that shape. I'm going to just wet the area that I'm going to work on. There we go. I hate getting these drips. Never ever just throw water at your vessel. It makes me crazy. Okay. See how they're working as a unit here. Even the thumb is out here supporting this point of contact. I'm pulling the clay, actually gaining some height here. Being patient, not wanting to go too fast. Now I'm going to go ahead and trim it. Let's see what kind of height we got. Right at 12. The clay's laid out, I cut this way. If it's straight up and down, I'll cut this way. And when you cut through, when you see blood, you know you've gone too far. Alright, now, I'll choke this in. Complete the arc of the diver is the way it was described to me. Patient. Supporting the shoulder here, rounding over it. See how that point pretty much remains. It doesn't move much at all. Now I'm pressing straight down here. Okay. It does help a lot to see this in real speed. Also, pay attention to the close proximity I've been all the way through this process with the clay. The other advantage of not having a splash pad allows me to get right up to the wheel. Okay. Critique. It's a little bit too breathy right here. Push this down just a little bit. Pretty up the foot just a little bit. This also serves to take off a little bit of the weight that's down here. That wasn't real smooth. Okay. Tomorrow morning I will be dragging this potter's wheel, carrying it on a cart. I won't be dragging it. It's one of the prisons here in Panama, well, actually the Panhandle of Florida, for a chapel service. Usually I bring my Artista speedball, but somebody stole it, so I'm gonna have to buy another one. All right, now a little more heat. I'm going to manipulate the top. It's good. Hope that helps. Just try to incorporate some of that and know what you're doing. A little here, a little there. And you'll be a cleaner potter. Your wheel will last longer. To mention, if you're going to be doing a torch like this torch, you better have a Corian bat because it's heat resistant. It will develop cracks over time, but it'll still remain functional. I don't know of any other bat that will handle that kind of heat. Alright, there you go. It's not a torch.